Manny Pacquiao against Keith Thurman will air live on pay-per-view in the UK. And I'm not buying it. Literally. This is the Battle Camp. Please hit the subscribe button. You'll find it in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. So whilst I was at work earlier on today, I saw a tweet from our reliable friend and source, too much source, Michael Benson. And this is what he tweeted. The price of the Manny Pacquiao vs Keith Thurman ITV Box Office UK pay-per-view will be $12.95. This includes the main card plus Caleb Plant vs Mike Lee before it on July 20th. When I saw that tweet, my heart sank a little bit. I'm not going to lie. This isn't a fight that I was overly excited about. This isn't a fight that I was really looking forward to. But this was a fight that I assumed, and if you assume, it makes an arse out of you and me, but I assumed this was going to be on ITV4 and I could record it, and depending on what I was doing that evening, I could watch it live or wake up in the morning and watch it. Because there is slight intrigue there for me. Slight intrigue. Now that they put it on pay-per-view, there's no chance that I'm paying $12.95 for it. And I think the price point itself reflects the fact that they know deep down that this isn't a pay-per-view quality fight. Generally speaking, they charge $19.95 for a pay-per-view in the UK. $12.95 is fucking like, well, we know it's not a pay-per-view, but we're going to charge you anyway. But just to kind of meet you, not even in the middle, bit more on our side, but just to kind of give you a little piece, we'll make it cheaper for you. Well, fuck off, ITV. I'm not buying it. I'm not going to buy it. And I think as UK combat sports fans in general, maybe UK and Ireland, I'm not really sure what the score is in Ireland, but I think maybe they have a similar sort of structure to what we do in the UK. I think as UK fans in general, we need to be careful. We need to be wary of what these platforms are doing. Now, ITV are slightly different because ITV are a free channel, and if I was to buy this pay-per-view, this is the only bit of money that I'd be giving ITV throughout the year. BT Sport are different because for me personally, when I signed up to BT Sport, it was literally just for the UFC. I agreed to pay BT Sport £15-20 a month. I don't even know what I pay them, but I agreed to pay them £15 or £20 a month because in my heart and mind, I felt to myself, right, okay, look, you're getting all the UFC as part of this £20 a month, and as a big MMA fan, I thought it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I watch football on BT Sport, but I can live without watching the Arsenal embarrass themselves in the Europa League. Do you know what I mean? I can live without watching that. I can live without watching Frank Warren's fucking shows on BT Sport. Those are literally the only things that I watch on BT Sport. So in my mind, I thought, okay, I've entered this agreement. I'm going to agree to sign up for this service for a year because I get all the UFC with this. Now, the reason why I'm talking about BT is this coming Saturday, I think it's UFC 239, 239. I should know this. I actually made a video about this very subject. This UFC card, John Jones against Santos, is going to be on pay-per-view the first ever time they've done it. And I'm slightly concerned that BT and ITV are very, very, very trigger happy when it comes to putting things on pay-per-view. Now, one thing about Sky, and I've been critical about Sky in the past, I even literally just the other day I made a video about Eddie Hearn, and I mentioned how I feel like Sky have let down their boxing kind of, what's the right word? Let down the fighters that are on the Matchroom, in the Matchroom stable by the kind of content that Sky create around their fighters. I literally just said this the other day, but one thing that I have to commend Sky for is they're very, very strict about what goes on their pay-per-view platform and what doesn't. A prime example is the Amir Khan vs Terence Crawford. That fight was offered to Sky first. They had first refusal and they turned it down because they didn't want to put it on pay-per-view. It landed on BT Sport. BT Sport then, just a couple of weeks ago, put Tyson Fury vs Schwartz on pay-per-view, and now they're going with a UFC on pay-per-view. So going back to my original point, the reason why I commend Sky Sports is how strict they are in terms of what they allow on their platform, on their pay-per-view platform. And I think some of the reason for this is because Sky aren't just a channel, they're an entire service provider. They provide, the platform that you can watch digital TV on. They provide broadband services. They provide telephone services. It's not just one channel. So I think they're mindful of the fact, people are paying upwards of £50 a month. I pay myself about 80 quid a month for Sky services. and I think they realise that it's quite a lot of money that people are paying them to start with, so it's a bit greedy to ask for extra money for fights, so they just don't do it as often. Or when they do it, they feel like they're really giving customers the value. Sometimes I agree with them. Sometimes I don't agree with them. Majority of the times I do, because I end up paying for that card, that fight, whatever it is that I'm paying for. But with BT, it's kind of halfway there, if that makes sense, because I'm only paying them £20 a month for the channel. But the reason I'm paying for the channel is, like I said before, is I thought I was entering into this agreement for every single UFC card. I don't really mind when boxing events are on BT Sport pay-per-view, because if I'm not interested in it, I just don't have to pay for it. I won't pay for it. Do you know what I mean? But it pisses me off that they're taking the piss out of us, the fans. And I'll tell you what the real kicker is for BT Sport box office and ITV box office. The medium that they are asking us to order these events via, i.e. the internet, is the same medium that people can use to watch these events for free, i.e. the internet, i.e. Internet Explorer. You can tell that's such a shit joke. You can tell I work in IT when I say shit like that. Okay, now. But anyway, yeah, so like what I'm saying is they really need to fucking wise up, because like this isn't 20 years ago, this isn't 30 years ago, where if you didn't order the event, that's it, you're fucked, you can't watch it. Like, it's easier than ever to watch events without paying for them. And all these pay-per-view events are doing are just pushing us, the consumers, in that direction. And personally, I don't like streaming. I've never streamed a pay-per-view event that I was genuinely interested in watching. If there's an event on pay-per-view and I'm interested in watching it, I'll pay for it. I'm happy to pay for it where there's value. But I refuse to be ripped off, and I refuse to be taken a piss out of. This weekend, the John Jones fight, like I said, I would have stayed up for it. I would have watched it live. But just as a bit of a, not even a protest. It's not like they fucking will notice that, oh look, he's sat over there, he hasn't ordered it. But I won't be paying for it, and I'll probably just go to sleep, because I'm an adult now. I shouldn't be staying up all night watching fucking MMA. But I'll just find a way of watching it on Sunday morning, to be honest with you. That's all I'm going to do. But yeah, I mean, this turned into a rant about us being ripped off by these broadcasters, and it was just to talk about how I felt that ITV shouldn't really be putting the Keith Thurman vs Manny Pacquiao fight on pay-per-view. I think I've kind of covered that, to be honest, in everything that I've said. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the decision to put that on pay-per-view? Are you going to buy it? Do you even care? Do you even care enough about the fight to care that they've put it on pay-per-view? Does that make sense? Like, is this a fight that was even on your radar? Were you even planning on watching it? That would be interesting to know, because if you didn't even care about the fight, you won't even care that it's on pay-per-view. But anyway, let me know what you think. Put your comments below. Don't be scared to hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys next time.